Welcome to Whisper of Heart, a place where emotions speak louder than words, where love, pain, and hope find their voice. Here we tell stories that touch the soul, stories that remind us that even in heartbreak, love still lives quietly within the heart. Today's story is not just about love. It's about a mother, her silent strength, her fears, her heartbreak, and her endless devotion to her daughter. Because a mother's heart, no matter how hurt, never stops loving. This story is called A Mother's Love Never Ends. It's about a woman who thought she had everything: a loving husband, a beautiful home, and a daughter who made her proud. But one secret changed everything. When a mother discovers her daughter is in love with a married man, her world falls apart. She is torn between truth and silence, between protecting her daughter and protecting her husband's pride. What will she do? How far will a mother's love go when her child walks the path of pain? As you listen, you might remember your own family, your own moments of heartbreak or forgiveness. Because this story isn't only hers, it belongs to every parent who has loved deeply and worried silently. So, let's take a deep breath, open your heart, and step into this story with me. Remember, love may bend, but it never breaks completely. Let's begin. A mother's love never ends. It began on an ordinary afternoon. The sun spilled through the curtains, soft and golden, just like any other day. I was cleaning the kitchen when my phone buzzed. A message I wasn't meant to see. My daughter's name flashed on the screen, but the words beneath made my heart stop. I miss you, even when you go home to her. For a moment, I couldn't breathe. My hands trembled. My daughter, my kind, beautiful daughter, was seeing a married man. That night I couldn't eat. My husband sat across the table, proud and cheerful, talking about how our daughter was doing so well at work, how we'd raised her right. I smiled, but inside my heart cracked. I didn't tell him. How could I? He adored her. She was his pride. But every time I looked at her photo on the wall, I felt a storm inside me. Love, fear, disappointment, and a strange ache only a mother can understand. Days passed before I found the courage to confront her. When she came home for dinner, I waited until after the meal. My voice shook as I said, "I know your secret." She froze. Her eyes widened, then softened with defiance. "Mom, it's my life. It's not your problem." Those words pierced me like a knife. I didn't want to fight her. I wanted to save her. "He's married," I whispered. "He has a wife. He's not free." Her chin trembled. "He loves me, Mom. He's going to leave her." I wanted to scream, "No, he won't," but I couldn't. I just sat there, heart pounding, watching my little girl become someone I couldn't protect. That night, I cried quietly so my husband wouldn't hear. I prayed she would see the truth before it was too late. The next morning, I tried again. "Please, my love," I said, "don't waste your heart on someone who belongs to another." She turned away. "You don't understand, Mom. I love him." Her voice broke, and for a moment I saw the little girl she once was, soft, innocent, full of dreams, but love had blinded her. I could see it in her eyes, that desperate belief that he would choose her. I had seen women destroyed by that hope. I tried to reason with her. If he truly loves you, why is he still with his wife? She fell silent, her lips trembling. Then she shouted, "You're old-fashioned. Love isn't about rules." Her words sliced through me. I had never heard her speak to me like that. Tears filled my eyes. "I am not your enemy," I whispered. "I'm your mother. I only want to protect you." She left that day without another word. The sound of the door closing echoed through the house, heavy and final. That night, sat in the dark, replaying every memory. Her first steps, her laughter, her dreams. Where did I go wrong? I prayed she would come back, that she would call, that she would see reason. But days turned into weeks. My husband noticed her absence. "She's busy," I lied. "Work, probably." But I knew the truth. She was drifting away, deeper into something that would break her. The silence became unbearable. Every night I stared at my phone, hoping she'd message me. My husband kept talking proudly about her achievements, and I smiled while dying inside. I couldn't sleep. I kept seeing her face hopeful, naive, blinded by love. I thought about calling the man's wife. I even searched her name once, then stopped. I couldn't destroy my daughter's world, even if it was built on lies. One evening, I sat alone in the kitchen. I thought of calling my daughter, but fear held me back. Then, finally I did. "Can we talk?" I asked. She sighed. "Mom, please. I'm fine. Please, my love. Just come home tomorrow." The next day she came. She looked tired, pale, fragile. I made tea. We sat together, the air thick with silence. "I love you," I said softly, "but I'm worried for you." "Mom, he loves me," she whispered. "You don't know him?" I reached for her hand. "If he loves you, why is he still with her?" Her eyes filled with tears. She didn't answer. I continued, "You deserve someone who gives you his whole heart, not half of it." She stood abruptly. "I don't want to talk anymore." She walked away. My tears finally fell. I prayed again, not for her to obey me, but for life to teach her gently. Weeks passed. My daughter stopped calling. The house felt emptier. My husband asked, "Why doesn't she visit anymore?" I just smiled faintly. "She's busy, dear." There. But my heart was breaking. Then one evening my phone rang. Her name appeared on the screen. My breath caught. "Mom." Her voice was trembling, fragile. "Can I come over?" "Of course," I said, my heart racing. When she arrived, I barely recognized her. Her eyes were red. Her shoulders slumped. I made her favorite dinner, trying to bring comfort with something familiar. After a long silence, she whispered, "He lied to me." "What happened?" "He said he would leave his wife," she said, tears streaming down her face. "But he didn't. He stopped answering my calls." I held her tightly. "I'm so sorry, my love." She cried into my arms. "I feel so stupid." "No," I said gently. "You are not stupid. You wanted love? You believed in him. That's not a sin." For the first time in months, she let me hold her the way I used to. I felt her heart break, but also the beginning of healing. That night, my daughter stayed home with me. We didn't talk much. We didn't need to. The silence was filled with understanding. With the quiet ache of lessons learned too late, she sat beside me, her head resting on my shoulder like she did when she was a little girl. "I thought he loved me," she whispered. "I know," I said softly. "But real love never asks you to hide. It never makes you wait in the dark." Her eyes glistened with tears. "I just wanted to be happy, Mom." I smiled faintly. "You will be. But first you have to learn to love yourself again. The right man will find you when you're ready, not when you're broken." She nodded, her hand slipping into mine. For the first time in months, I saw peace on her face, fragile but real. Days turned into weeks. Slowly, she began to heal. She started meeting friends, smiling again, laughing softly like the girl I remembered. One evening, she hugged me and whispered, "Thank you, Mom, for never giving up on me." Tears filled my eyes. A mother never gives up, my love. Even when her heart breaks, she still believes. That night, as I watched her sleep on the couch beside me, I knew the pain had passed and hope had finally come home. Thank you for listening to A Mother's Love Never Ends. If this story touched your heart, take a moment to breathe and remember that love is never perfect, but it is powerful. A mother's love is quiet, constant, and unbreakable. It stands beside you even when you push it away. It forgives before you say sorry, and it waits patiently for you to return. Sometimes life teaches us through heartbreak. Sometimes we must lose something to see its true worth. But even in pain, there is beauty, because love, when it's real, never truly disappears. It changes shape, it softens, but it remains. To every mother listening tonight, your love builds the world around you. To every daughter or son, never forget that behind your strength stands the heart that raised you. Here at Whisper of Heart, we tell stories that remind us how love heals, even when it hurts. If this story moved you, please like, share, and subscribe to Whisper of Heart, where every story whispers what words cannot say. Until next time, be gentle with your heart. Forgive freely, and remember, even when everything fades, a mother's love never ends.